Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho, and tonight I would like to offer for you the elemental energy reading for the energy of air, and air covers the zodiac signs of Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. And if you're interested in why I read for elements and not the zodiac, you can check out in the description below. There are links to a video that I made kind of explaining why I read this way. I'm way more familiar with the elements than I am with the zodiac, but I am working on that. I also read intuitively, so the messages that come through may or may not be the same that's on the cards. I go with what my guides and source offers me for information, so that's where we're going with that. And if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video, comment away, let me know your thoughts, opinions, even constructive criticism, that's cool too. And I'm going to start off the intuitive reading with the I-ching, which I cast the hexagram beforehand, and this is what I've been doing for about the last year or so, and so I'm going to keep going with that because it's actually kind of interesting to me. So we'll start off with that, and I will show you the hexagram that I cast, and then we'll go through the texts with each hexagram, and any information that source brings forward I will pass on to you. So your air and your hexagram is number 12. Stagnation and obstruction. Stagnation or obstruction caused by evildoers. Although the omen portends ill for the superior man, he must not slacken his righteous persistence. The great and the good decline, the mean approach. This is giving you a heads up that there are some things in January that may not be the most pleasant experiences, but that does not mean that you have to give up or that you have to walk away. What it means is this is a time to really stay focused with your spiritual pursuits and your goals, ambitions, and drives. Make sure you keep those clear and don't let other people's opinions this month really get in the way, because that is something that's coming forward. Is there could be a little bit of a pushback, and it's not anything that you've done, it's just these other people, and they're saying people, are pushing back because they don't like that you've changed, grown, and moved on. So just as a heads up for January, we're looking at a little bit of pushback, but stay focused on the positive, stay focused on your spiritual journey, and stay focused on your goals and dreams that you have been setting up with like vision boards and such. So we'll start with our baseline down here, the foundation, and it is, when the grass is uprooted, what is attached to it is pulled up as well. Righteous persistence brings good fortune and success. No matter what's going on, if there's something that gets taken out of your life, whether it is a friend, a job offer, something along those lines, pay attention to what else is being removed, because that one thing might be taken out, but it's also taking other stuff with it. And it says righteous persistence. This means stick your course. Things might be a little chaotic, but as long as you stay to your course, that's when the success comes through. But pay attention to stuff that's being removed this month, because generally you're seeing one main thing, but you're also noticing a couple of tendrils that are being taken with it. So just be aware that there's some upheaval, but it's actually for your own benefit. And they could be energetic things being pulled out, and you're going to end up having cords go with them that you didn't realize you had. So pay attention to the little things as well, not just the big ones. Your second place line is, because they know how to please the authorities, fortune favors the mean, but the superior man prefers to contend with the cause of stagnation in each realm. The mean in this aspect is not mean as in, that person's mean. It's mean as in the average person. So the average person knows how to please the authorities. So the people that are in charge, you have this Midland person over there saying, but they're being mean, and the policy or the rules state or whatever it is. And so you have this group over there that's kind of like, oh, poor thing, and they're kind of coddling. But to be the superior person, you have to just not worry about that. And stagnation from the outside looks like nothing's happening. But for you, you prefer to contend with the cause of the stagnation. So yes, on the outward, things don't look like they're moving, but underneath, you're dealing with a lot of stuff, and you're building, you're supporting, you're reinforcing. People don't see what goes on behind the scenes. in business, in personal life, all of that. And that's what they're talking about, is just because outside people are going, you're not even doing anything. Why do you keep doing this? Internally and inside your bubble, or the people that you're closest to, they're all working, but they're doing it in silence. They're not telling the other person, no, we're actually doing all this stuff, because their opinions really don't matter that much. So your third place is he conceals his shame. This really just means let them think what they think. You do not have to engage. When you engage at this particular point in time, especially this month, you can trip yourself up because you spend so much of your energy defending your position when you don't need to. And that's what this is saying, is he conceals his shame. Don't worry about what they're doing. You keep to yourself and you deal with your stuff with your inner circle. Let them blab and carry on over there. So, your fourth line, the first solid line, whatever is done in response to a command from on high cannot be wrong. His companions are also made illustrious and blessed. So what you're doing is you're on the command from on high is not your supervisor. It's your spiritual community. So pay attention to what your intuition and your guides are saying. And it says his companions are made illustrious and blessed. That's the inner circle that you have, the people who are working with you, supporting you, even if it's just saying, hey, if you ever need anything, give me a call. Those are the people who are here to support. And as you stay focused with your spiritual journey, your goals, your dreams, you'll ignore those people over there babbling away about not knowing the whole situation. By doing so, you're actually bringing the people that are supporting you with you into your success. It may not seem like things are moving this month. January, what they're showing me is this is a behind the scenes month. So who cares what the outside world's thinking? You're doing the work. They just don't have to see or know about it because it's really none of their business. So for the fifth line, stagnation or obstruction is now coming to an end, and fortune favors the superior man. But he must not forget the situation is so dangerous that collapse may yet occur. Accordingly, he must strengthen himself as a mulberry trees are strengthened by tight bindings. This is where making sure you have the right support group is key, because that tight bindings, it doesn't mean physical restraints. It means make sure that your support system is locked in. Make sure that you're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. These people are starting to fade away, but don't let the ego be like, ha, we beat them, we got this, look at us go. Because the minute you show that kind of personality or attitude coming forward, what it's saying is this is where the trip could come. You've done really well throughout this month. The end of the month, things are going to get easier. Things are going to start to fade away. Those loudmouths that are driving you nuts are going to go into the dark. And they're saying, just stay focused. Don't get distracted by the fact that they're not there anymore. You have goals ahead of you, and that's where you need to be headed. So, are focused. The capstone here is stagnation, obstruction has now been overcome and is followed by great joy. That's pretty self-explanatory. As long as you stick to your spiritual path, as long as you stick to your spiritual goals in this month, keep your vision boards and key focus for you wherever you're working. Keep your intentions very clean and very clear. Don't get muddled up with extras, and stay focused on positive affirmations. I am successful. I am building whatever it is you're building. My relationships are strong, and keep those affirmations going in that state, so you're keeping this house clean. Everyone else is going to fade away that's not being supportive, and I don't mean supportive as in constructive criticism, because that's a good thing. But those who are just trying to call you out because to them, who do not know the situation, it looks like nothing's happening. But this month is very much focused on behind the scenes air, so stay focused on your dreams, goals, ambitions. Work with your spirituality, whether that's guides, the Lord and Lady, Jesus, Jehovah, however it manifests for you. Stay focused on that and allow everything else to fade away. This is the time for you to hone that intellect that air is known for, and not get distracted by the airheaded version of it where it's like, ooh, something shiny, and you wander off. Stay focused this month is what it's saying. So let's hop into the tarot. I read week by week. I also read intuitively, just a little reinforcement there. There's approximately 5 weeks in January, so we'll go through 5 sets. Each week I read a guide or a guardian, and that is a guide to help you through the week, or a guardian to help deflect some of the unpleasantness that may show up. A message from source, which is a positive reinforcement of what you need to hear, kind of a supporting, not kind of, it's supporting information. And then we look at the tarot to see if there's any lessons or challenges that may be coming up that week, something to work on or something to be aware of. These are meant to be positive reinforced videos, but there are times when, we need that little tap on the back of the head, like, hey, pay attention to this. So that's where we're headed now. And if you're interested in any of the decks that I'm using, or in the I-ching at all, there is a link in the description for any and all of that if you're curious. And we'll get started with the first week in January. We have the goddess Gaia and ocean jasper. So right off the bat, you have a very powerful deity coming forward to support you, and ocean jasper is an amazing stone. And your guide's message is goodwill. I activate the spiritual power that benefits and protects all beings through mutual enhancement, the power of goodwill, generosity, and grace. I plug into the golden energy grids of grace that rise from the earth's heart and provide all that is needed for every being to manifest its destiny. I put my faith in the potency and encouragement. I hold an empowered vision for myself and all beings. Gaia is here to help you ground into the now moment. Gaia will help keep you focused, because when you're grounded, it allows you to keep the excess away. It allows you to drain off the energy that's not helping you. But grounding is also extremely beneficial to recharge us as physical beings. For example, when I'm not at work, where I have to wear shoes because I stand on a concrete floor all day, when I come home, shoes off first thing. And if it's summer, I'm outside bare feet on the grass, on the soil, letting the energy drain off from the day, but it's also bringing up that positive Gaia energy, so it's neutralizing and healing. A lot of times, a lot of stress can be resolved by simply putting your feet on dirt. And I'm not kidding when I say that. That's the reason people who go camping a lot, especially those who run around barefoot, tend to have a little bit more of a relaxed viewpoint. So this week, or this first week of January, really work on grounding and anchoring yourself. You can meditate and just see a grounding cord from your root chakra going into the crystalline heart of Gaia, and that's a really good way at the end of the day just to let everything down, let everything drain. And ocean jasper is the stone, so if you have that, toting it around this week would probably be a good idea, just so that you can stay more focused on the things that are important to you and not so much on the other stuff. So your message from source is metamorphosis. Embrace transformation. Things are different. You are in a cocoon in January, air signs. You are bundled up. You are doing the inner work. You're doing the behind the scenes stuff. When you look at a chrysalis that a caterpillar builds, you don't see the work going on inside. It might see a little bit of movement, but you don't see what's actually happening inside of that. You see a stagnant, neutral piece. That's the world around you is seeing that. Those in your inner circle know that you behind the scenes, you are rocking and rolling. Things are changing, things are improving, you're shifting timelines, all the good things. And so what Source wants you to know is this is a time for you to have those barriers in place, because that's what a chrysalis is for, is to keep the things that were going to eat you away while you are building and coming out something more beautiful on the other side. And so the message from Source is this month ahead is for you to go within and work on those inner things, the behind the scenes stuff. So your lesson or challenge from the tarot, this is actually you guys, the divine masculine aspect of air. We have the King of Air, brilliant, impartial, professional, and diplomatic. Speak your mind with confidence, seek out professional advice, balance mental and emotional considerations. The King of Air doesn't really care what other people think. They're very intelligent. They are very, as it says, professional. You have this ability to be diplomatic. So when those people are coming, or that group, or whatever it is that's coming at you from the outside, you can easily parry their nonsense because it's really not that important. What they're bringing forward doesn't actually apply to you. It's their insecurities manifesting outwards. And that's what the King of Air is saying is, dude, you can fight the battle, but you don't need to, because your diplomacy, your ability to use words, air is the element of communication, can deflect their nonsense, put them away, get them out of your path, so you can keep moving forward. And that's the King of Air. So this first week, just remember, Air, you have an ability to communicate that is really rivaled by no other element, and that's the emphasis for that first week. So just something to think about going forward. Our second week, we have the Ascended Master Jesus Christ and Rosaphia. I'm not familiar with that stone. And it says, meaningful sacrifice. I joyfully release what has been, so I can open to what needs to be. My soul knows how to receive, so it can give and give, and it can, so it can give, and to give, so it can receive. I am a surrendered channel for grace. In my faithfulness to my higher plan, I attract unlimited assistance, healing, light, and beauty into my heart. This gives me the confidence to let go. I honor and am expanding and nourished by the devotion within my soul. I'm not sure why I was tongue-tied on that one. But with this, you have the Ascended Master Jesus Christ. Christ is a title. It's a spiritually divine being. It could be like a demigod, like Hercules and stuff like that could be classified as Christed. Wouldn't put them in that category, but that's what it means. So you have somebody here who is half man, half divine, and that's the emphasis. Where you're working with, which my guides are being really loud right now, sorry. What you're working with is this letting things go. So the second week, the first week, you are understanding that this month is the chrysalis month. You're going in, you're doing behind the scenes work, inner work, things like that. The second week is, as you go through this process of really looking inside, you have Jesus Christ coming in, and you have Rosaphia, the stone, coming in to work with you to help clear out the stuff that needs to be let go. A meaningful sacrifice is, you know what, this has been around for a long time, but is it currently benefiting me? And you can examine that by physical things around your home. You can say that with people that you're acquainted with. And if they're not, let them go. That's the sacrifice. But you're doing it consciously. You're not just letting it fade away. You're saying, no, we're done here. This is cord cutting. And that's that energy of really clearing house. And that's what's coming forward for the second week. So working with those two energies is a great choice. The Ascended Master Jesus Christ and Rosaphia. And when I talk about these, I'm not talking in derogatory terms to any religion. The term Christ does mean a spiritually ascended or spiritually enlightened being. And in a lot of the occult literature, they reference Jesus Christ as an ascended master. Again, we're going with what the card's saying. I'm just saying, if you're not comfortable with that, you can just work with the term Christ consciousness as well. But again, no shade to anybody, just reading off the cards. So our message from Source is Atlantis. Keep the big vision, stay in alignment as you grow. Atlantis was a very spiritually advanced being, not quite as high as Lemuria, but very high. They used crystals as part of their healing modalities, and this card is saying tap into your history, your spiritual history, your genetic history, whatever it is, and understand that you come from a long line of people who have grown and developed. Even if you're a young soul, you have a history on this planet. Very few souls that I've ran into are like newbies. This is their first round on this planet. Our planet is approaching a shift. So the new stuff's not coming in, it's getting the rest of us prepared to uplift with the planet. And working with that energy, you're tapping into Atlantis, you're tapping into healing, and it's staying in alignment. This is that part with the I-ching, staying focused on your goals, stay focused and connected to God's source divine energy, your spiritual journey. That is what's going to support you when the slings and arrows of the unpleasant people are going to be running around. So just stay focused with that spiritual alignment this coming week on the second week. And your lesson or challenge from the tarot, this card literally fell out of the deck. Seven of Air, plans need revision, more going on than meets the eye, poor timing. This is not a time for outward action. The second week especially, if something is just not feeling right, something's not fitting, reevaluate, go over the plan, see where your goals are. Is there something that maybe needs a little bit of tweaking? The second week is the time to do that adjustment because it's still in its stage where it's not fully set up yet. So you can make those adjustments and then move forward with them. And that's really all they have to say about that second week. Just this is the time to adjust if you need to make adjustments. And there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. That's where the inner work's going on. So it doesn't matter to the outside world what they're seeing because that's not you. So we have for your third week the goddess Maya and ruby aura quartz, searing presence. I am present. I witness the truth that frees my heart and emboldens my mind with trust, inspiration, and determination. With courage and willingness, I see what I need to see when I need to see it. I ground myself in this moment, where all answers, grace, and healing reside. I access deeper truths that set me free. I perceive through the clear and loving spiritual eye within. I am divinity unfolding. All is well. Goddess Maya and Ruby Aura Quartz are saying, live in the moment in this third week. Stay focused on the goal, but don't live there. The past, let it go. Take the lessons and bring them forward because you need those to continue, but all the emotional baggage, drama, and etc., let it go. Living in the now moment, starting your day off with I am and affirmations. I am healthy. I am successful. I am in a strong and healthy relationship. I am at a job that I enjoy. I am building my own business. I am in a position where my business is expanding. Those type of affirmations focus on creation. The I am phrase, when you go from the biblical perspective, I am is a phrase of God. That is a creation phrase. I am can be similar to, and I'm not making a direct comparison, but similar to the Hindu phrase Om, O-M. It is a sound of creation. And when you say I am and you say it rapidly, it does start to sound like Om. So there could be a little bit of correlation there, but I have not seen a direct one yet. But my point is, when you say I am, anything after that is a creation. The universe does not accept negatives. So when you say, I am not broke, all the universe is going to hear is, I am broke. Because that's how the mind and the universe works. They build on positive, they ignore the negative. So be like the universe. I am wealthy. I am in a situation where all of my bills are paid. Putting it into phrases like that, and that's this third week, working with those affirmations, as I mentioned with the I-ching, really get tapped into putting that new tape in your mind. I am successful, I'm doing the work, I've got things going, this is where, but it's always in a positive forward moving state. When you do that, you tap into the now energy. You can't heal somebody in the future. I mean, according to quantum physics, you probably can, but we're in this dimension right now. So working in this now moment, this is where healing occurs. This is where growth occurs. This is where change happens, is the now moment. And this third week, that's the focus, is really staying on the now. Let's see what the message from Source is. It is the rainbow. This is a really cool card. Sweet relief, new beginning, and a new way forward. The relief of saying things in the I am is it diffuses the negative programming that we all have. When you say I am, you're starting a new beginning. I forgot the phrasing. And when you tap into those new beginnings, you start a new creation cycle. This month is about you building and renewing you. But that's not something you can do from the outside. You have to start within. And when you look at the picture, it's exploding out of the ocean waves. You're coming out of where you've been and you're being reborn into something better. Going back to the chrysalis at the beginning of the month. When you have that shell built around you so you can do the work inside without distractions, without chaos, it's going on out there. Trust me, it's always out there. But you're in your bubble and you're staying focused and aligned, and that's where the rainbow presence comes in. That is going to help you support and understand these changes are for you in the long term, and they're going to be very healthy and healing for you. So let's take a peek at your lesson or challenge from the tarot. The angels are being a little more reserved today than normal. And we have the King of Earth. Generous, professional, responsible, and practical. A successful time, confidently accepting opportunities as offered, and the Midas touch. So in energetic terms, this is your opposite. You're the king, you're in the queen of earth, or of air. The king of earth would be technically your polar opposite, but the king has a very good message. You're doing the work, you're setting yourself up for success. Do not ignore the tuggings of your heart, because that could be leading you to an opportunity, that could be leading you to a very big group of successful things and prosperous things. You do have what is called the Midas touch. You're doing the inner work. You're changing your inner landscape. When you make those adjustments, it ricochets and reverberates out. Not sure why I said ricochet. Reverberates out to the universe. And the King of Earth is saying, when you do the inner work, think in alchemical terms, you're changing the lead, the dross, into gold. When that becomes gold, that means your outside world will start to improve as well. The effort and the energy you're putting forward this month is to change the outcome and make and improve what you've been working towards. Maybe it's just improving little things in your life where you're like, it's not quite where I wanted, I need to improve that. This is your call to inner action this month. So let's look at the 4th week of January 2024 for air. And we have the Ascended Master Kathumi and Moss Agate, Sacred Ecosystem. The universe provides me with spiritual energy and charismatic magnetism to attract all beings in need of my light so I can fulfill my highest destiny as a healing presence within this world. I accept my place in the greater divine scheme and plan. I embrace supportive connections in the spiritual world and in the material world as well, with the understanding that my fulfillment and the fulfillment of all beings is divinely intertwined. I give myself permission to plug in and receive. This 4th week is the time for you to start to allow the others in your outside of your inner circle to start to move in. That does not mean let them in and blow all your plans to pieces. This is where you can start to reveal some of the stuff you've been working on. Inner healing heals those around you. When you start to work on your own energy field, when you start to really do the deeper dives, even if you're going through therapy, having those aha moments and those breakthroughs, you may not notice it so much because you're like mind blown at that point. But people around you shifted because you shifted a timeline. This is saying, if you do healing work or if you're working on something inner work healing wise, this is the time where that's going to start to ripple out this 4th week. It's also saying that this is the time for you to be a little bit more open with the things that you've been working on. So let's take a peek at the message from Source. Apparently it's going to be a good one because it's not kicking out a card yet. There we go. And we have the Mother of the Salt Waters. Passion, wild love, opening your heart and letting love in. This is that healing that's coming in with the moss agate, where you're working on building that connection and that healing. The Mother of the Saltwater, this is a new deck, I'm not quite familiar with it yet, is saying this is the time to work on that healing. When you do that healing work within, without, however it's manifesting, it spreads. It goes to opening your heart. Your opening your heart allows that radiation of divine guidance to ripple out. And when you look at energy fields from the heart's perspective, this is where everything comes from, is your heart. There are other chakras, balance at the heart. The heart is what is kind of a window to the outside world. You bring spirit in through the crown, through the third eye, through the throat. You can communicate, you can intuitively see, you can get divine downloads. but the heart is where it really starts to spread out. And that's what the mother of the salt water is saying, is the stuff that you've been working on, this is where it's going to start radiating. So this 4th week, don't be surprised if you're getting a little bit more support from the outside group, because you're starting to reveal, even if it's just little dinky things, you're starting to reveal and allow that information to spread out for you. And we have your lesson or challenge from the tarot is number 11. So this is a major life lesson. This is a big focus. It is the Strength card with Archangel Ariel. Inner strength, great inner strength, release harsh judgments, forgiveness, and compassion. When you tap into your inner strength, it allows you to stand the test of time. The mother of the salt water is there to remind you that as deep as the ocean is, that's where your strength reservoirs lie. You have great capacity to support and move forward in this month. And this 4th week is reminding you that even though there might be stuff going on the outside, the strength that you have built because you're going through that chrysalis period and you're developing into something bigger, brighter, and better. When you have the full strength and you understand the depths of your strength, that chrysalis will crack and your new wings will sprout forward. So the Strength card is saying there's a shift happening for you, Air, and it is going to really become noticeable to you and possibly to those outside of your circle in this 4th week. And that could be something, as like I said, it could be launching your business. It could be the fact that you maybe have a new little one on the way, something along those lines, or any other lines. Take it as it resonates for you. But those are the first ones that come to mind for me. In our 5th week, our last week, we have the Ascended Master Lao Tzu and Zinc Sight. And its descending power. The drive to manifest my spiritual light is powerful and purposeful. Divine light is awakening in my body now. The creative fire in my soul shines into this world, bringing light and warmth to all hearts. I choose to live my soul wisdom in simple, practical ways. I utilize my intention to become grounded and present, increasing my inner radiance. I apply my spiritual principles to every and all aspect of my life, and my soul aspirations are fully realized. This last week is saying this is where you kind of burst forth from that chrysalis. All the inner work has come to a conclusion, and now it's time for the next phase. Now, when you go through these dark nights, and that's kind of what this is coming up as, you're never done. You're always going to have another dark night of the soul. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you've completed a cycle, and with the Ascended Master Lao Tzu and Zinc Sight, it's saying now you can spread your wings because you've done the thing and you have expanded beyond what others thought you could do. And that is the purpose and the goal here, is realizing that I can do this. I did this. Look at wow, that's cool. And it's not so much the ego, it's the fact that you had to understand from the strength, or understand because you had the strength deep inside. This 5th week is that realization of, oh, I got this. Sweet. Thanks everybody that was helping me along. Look at where I'm at. And that's what they're saying in this 5th week. So let's take a peek at your 5th week's guide or message from Source. We have, I love this, and you cannot plan these things. The ripple effect. Part of something bigger, details are taken care of. When you spread your wings, when you start that growth process, those in your inner circle, as I said earlier, are brought along energetically, and that supports and helps them uplift. The ripple effect from everything that you have done this month is going to ricochet, reverberate, expand outward, and those outside of your circle are all going to be brought into that light and guidance. So understand that yes, it may have been a struggle in this month of January with the behind the scenes work and kind of having to push back on the people who are trying to overwhelm you or trying to deflect you from where you're going. You did it. You successfully passed through the dark night, and those can be rough. But now that you have done that, you have elevated yourself, you've elevated those around you, your guides and guardians helped you understand your intuition better, and this month really is going to have a great last week. Let's see what the tarot has to say. But so far what they're showing me is when you do the work, others are benefited from it as well, and you may actually be in a position to help teach and or guide if that's something that you are led to do. Your lesson or challenge, and they're saying this one's very much a lesson, so this is something that you've learned and something you can pass on, because you have a major arcana, number 9, the Hermit. Archangel Raziel, spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teachings, and self-discovery. This has been what you've been working on this month. In life lessons, the Hermit is the time to withdraw. You've done the work, you've done all the efforts. This month was pulling back, going within, and doing the inner work. When you do the inner work, you begin to understand the mysteries of the cosmos. You begin to understand the heart of the Creator. You begin to understand your role in life and what you're actually here to do. And it's usually a lot different than what people have said. And the Hermit is saying, you look at what you've done by being quiet and going within. Look at what's been accomplished this month by just doing little things. And it may not mean much to the outside world, but for you, the changes were enough to show you, holy cow, I can do this with the help of my guides. That's amazing. What else can I do? And so you're kind of setting yourself up for a next step in the month of February, but we're not doing that one just yet. So with that, I'll wrap this up. I hope you guys have a great rest of the month. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video, and comment down below any thoughts, opinions, or even constructive criticism, because we can all use a little bit of constructive as long as it's not tearing someone down. And I will see you guys in the next video.